Thank you. Please be seated. Good afternoon. My name is Greg Wiley, proud principal of eDCSD Online. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you all to the eDCSD commencement ceremony. We are here to celebrate the accomplishments and achievements of the graduating class of 2022. At this time, I would like to introduce our distinguished guest from the Douglas County leadership and school board members. Today we welcome Superintendent Aaron Kane, Board of Education Director David Ray, Board of Education Director Kaylee Weiniger, Communications Officer Stacy Rader, and Executive Director of Schools Aaron McDonald. Please extend a warm welcome to our distinguished guests. Seated up here in the first two rows are the most dedicated, compassionate, and adaptable educators I have ever worked with. Our elementary and secondary teachers demonstrate the best in our school district, rising to the challenge of educating our students every day. They believe in our why, fostering the unique identities of all learners to empower continued growth. And they would do whatever it takes to help a student succeed. What I am most proud of is the way they help students believe in themselves again. Without that, many of these students would not be standing here today. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing the eDCSD staff. I am very honored to be part of that team. Thank you. On behalf of the staff and the graduating class of 2022, I would also like to thank the many educators who have come alongside these students over the years. For many students, it takes a village to get them where they are right now. I am sure you have noticed the beautiful array of colors represented in the regalia of our graduates. Many of our students are wearing the school colors of their neighborhood high school, a testament to the diversity of our school and the varied journey many of our students take to get here. Out of order. It's not good. Please join me in thanking these educators who supported these graduates for the compassion and dedication they demonstrated to these students over the years. To the parents and families of these remarkable young adults, thank you for sharing your child with us. Their accomplishments are a reflection of you, and that reflection is extraordinary. We appreciate your partnership to ensure the success of your student. Please join me in honoring the parents and families of these young adults. At this time, I would like to introduce Ashton Saunderson, who is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Ashton. Next, I would like to introduce our first student speaker of the night, Jelena Giglio. Would you please come to the podium?
Hello, hello. First off, I would like to thank Mr. Wiley for introducing me, and most of all, thank you for pronouncing my name correctly. I cannot tell you how many times people have mispronounced my name in just the last few years. I've been called Jolena, Gina, the Spanish version, Helena, and my personal favorite, John. I don't even know, honestly, where these letters come from. Now, I know none of you saw me in any actual class this year, so I'd like to take this as an opportunity to introduce myself. Hello, I'm Jelena Giglio. First off, I would like to say congratulations to all of you for hopping onto the trend of online school early. That's right, we were ahead of the crowd. I know for once, we were the cool kids on the block, or at least that's what I would tell my friends. So with that being said, I'm honored to share a part of my story with you and how I came to eDCSD. I decided to join eDCSD full-time second semester of freshman year. Fun fact, I only made it 8 weeks of actual public high school, which should be a new record. In all seriousness, I had some very serious health problems that didn't allow me to succeed at normal school. I was pretty much born a medical book. At only 3 months, I found out I was allergic to peanut butter, which I found out from my 2 lovely brothers who wanted to show me their 3-layered special peanut butter sandwich extravaganza. And yes, they are here today. So if you think about it, I only made it 84 days before my brothers got tired of the little baby sister. It seemed to go downhill after that. Only a few years later, I suffered a major concussion trying to ride my scooter down a hill. Yes, it ended in a smash. I was soon diagnosed with epilepsy, which was a struggle I had to learn to live with. I had a few good years, but suffered some migraines and changes in medicine, which is all so much fun. But when I got to middle school, my world kind of stopped. I played competitive softball, and with any sport comes bumps and bruises. And with that, I got my second major concussion. So concussion number 2, this concussion was pretty serious. My immune system shut down, and I contracted a very serious virus that is called CRPS, or chronic regional pain syndrome. This virus attacks my nervous system and my brain, where it tells me that I'm in severe pain 24/7. My joints swell up to the size of bowling balls, and I couldn't put any pressure in my legs. I was pretty much paralyzed from the waist down. It took me about 9 months to a year to fully recover. I had to learn how to walk again, and I refused to give up, and I didn't, as I am standing here today. But knowing me, I made it all of 8 weeks of high school before a tragedy struck. I played softball for my school, and the demand for softball was consuming. I was exhausted from the amount of schoolwork and the hard practice. One morning before school, I woke up feeling a little sick and shockingly passed out. I hit my head and got a 3rd major concussion. Yes, there's a theme going on here. Lucky number 3, this concussion, I would say, is far by the worst. My speech was slurred, my memory was hazy, I couldn't focus, my eyes were blurry, and it was one of those things where the CRPS came back and I could not walk again. And so at this time, my school didn't understand how severe my health problems were, no matter how much I explained it, and they gave me the option to leave, and I did, and that's how I ended up at eDCSD. By the second semester of freshman year, I joined eDCSD, and by far, it was the best decision I had made. The school and I worked together to create a schedule that would be efficient and beneficial to us both. They gave me many ideas to create a learning environment that would be the most successful for me. The teachers and staff constantly checked on me and gave me many opportunities to succeed. Being a virtual student is very demanding, and I learned strong organizational skills and communicational skills. And with that, I will take into the world. Because of eDCSD, they gave me a chance to grow as a person and help me find a direction I want to go in my future. I will be attending Gallatin College in Montana and getting my associate's degree in interior design. I want to close by saying a few things I learned from this: how strong I am, how the people I surround myself with truly affect me, and that I had a killer college essay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jelena. That was great. Let's give her one more round of applause. All right, with that said, we're going to move on to a student performance. Emma Samori will be performing a tap dance to the song Feel It Still by Portugal, The Man, and Lido. Let's welcome Emma.
Is it coming? Is it coming? To keep my hands on myself. Think I'll dust them off, put them back on the shelf. Case my little baby girl is in need. Am I coming out of left field? Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. I've been feeling it since 1966 now. Might be over now, but I feel it still. Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. Let me kick it like it's 1986 now. Might be over now, but I feel it still. Got another mouth to feed. Leave it with the babysitter, mama call a grave digger. Gone with the falling leaves. Am I coming out of left field? Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. Let me kick it like it's 1986 now. Might be over now, I can feel it still. We could fight a war for peace. Give in to that easy living, goodbye to my hopes and dreams. Stop flipping for my enemies. We could wait until the walls come down. It's time to give a little to the kids in the middle, but all until it falls won't bother me. Let me kick it like it's 1986. Kick it like it's 1986. Let me kick it like it's 1986. Kick it like it's 1986.
Thank you so much, Emma. Let's give her one more round of applause. That was great. All right, good afternoon and welcome here to the eDCSD High School graduation ceremony for the class of 2022. Like I said, I am Greg Wiley and I have the distinct privilege of serving as the principal of eDCSD. It is a real honor for me to be here with you today. Many of you, both graduates and parents, have been waiting for this day for many years. Many of you see this as the end of a journey, but it is really the beginning of the rest of your lives. This is the 9th time I've had the privilege to stand up on a stage and offer some words of wisdom to a graduating class. I have to tell you, it doesn't get easier with time. As I have reflected on that and all that I have seen you guys experience, and I anticipated this day, I thought a lot about what I could say to you here at graduation. What I really want each of you to do is to live your life to the fullest and have no regrets. Many of you are probably thinking to yourself, thanks, Mr. Wiley, great advice, but how am I going to do that? Well, give me just 1 minute, and I'm going to tell you. There is so much advice on how to live your life with no regrets. There are literally thousands of books, blogs, and magazine articles on the subject. I am not one to reinvent the wheel, so I set out reading many of these to get an idea of the advice that I could pass on to you. I believe that H. Jackson Brown did it best in his simple books, Life's Little Instruction Books 1, 2, and 3. Mr. Brown first wrote these instructions in a notebook as a gift to his son who was going off to college. So as all of you head off into the next phase of your life, I would like to share some of them with you. I have categorized some of these quotes to help you live life to its fullest with no regrets. Aspiring to greatness. Never give up when you truly believe. The person with big dreams is more powerful than the one with all the facts. Believe in love at first sight. Never laugh at anyone's dreams. Find a job you like, and you add 5 days to every week. Every so often, let your spirit of adventure triumph over your good sense. Great love and great achievements involve great risk. Never let the odds keep you from pursuing what you know in your heart you were meant to do. Never deprive anyone, including yourself, of hope. It might be all they have. Being nice. Be the first to say hello. Buy whatever kids are selling on card tables in their front yard. Be kinder than necessary. Give people a second chance, but not a third. Be tough-minded but tender-hearted. Every so often, push your luck. Win without boasting and lose without excuses. It's not your job to get people to like you. It is your job to like people. Never resist a generous impulse. That's an important one. Fight fairly, give generously, laugh loudly, and love deeply. Leading by example. Become someone's hero. Do your homework and know your facts, but remember it's passion that persuades. Share your knowledge and you will become immortal. Hire people more for their judgment than for their talents. When there's a piano to be moved, don't reach for the stool. Once a month, go to lunch with someone who knows more about your business than you do. Celebrate even small victories. Plant more flowers than you pick. And learning to succeed. Learn to listen. Opportunity sometimes knocks very softly. Strive for excellence, not perfection. Judge your success by the degree you are enjoying your peace, health, and love. Judge your success by what you had to give up to get it. Remember that winners do what losers don't want to do. Grind it out. Hanging on just 1 second longer than your competition makes you the winner. Take care of your reputation. It is your most valuable asset. Watch for big problems. They disguise big opportunities. Earn your success based on service to others, not at the expense of others. And last, being happy. Happiness is not based on possessions, power, or prestige, but on relationships with people you love and respect. After you've worked hard to get what you want, take the time and enjoy it. Don't think you can relax yourself to happiness. Happiness comes as a result of doing. Be happy with what you have while working for what you want. There are some really valuable life lessons in these simple phrases that I shared with you today. I really do hope that you take some of them to heart. I want to leave you today with some last words of wisdom about time. I don't think you can fully talk about living life to its fullest and having no regrets without talking about time. As you sit in these seats today as 17 and 18-year-old graduates, time seems infinite. But I can tell you, as a 53-year-old standing on this stage today, I am acutely aware that time is finite. So please make time for those that are important in your life. Life gets busy, and it is really easy to say, I'll catch up with them later, or I'll spend time with them tomorrow. But I just want to caution you to be careful. Sometimes life can get away from us. So when your kid asks you to throw the ball around, make the time. When your parents ask you to come over, make the time. When your grandparents want to have dinner with you, make the time. We seldom regret opportunities taken, but we often regret missed opportunities. Don't have those regrets. Make the time. Thank you. It has truly been an honor to serve as your principal. I wish you all the best in all your future endeavors. At this time, I would like to invite Superintendent Kane to join me at the podium. Superintendent Kane, I can attest and confirm that the students seated on the stage have successfully completed the requirements set forth by the Douglas County School District Board of Education, and they are deserving of that recognition in the form of a high school diploma.
I just messed it up. Yeah, I messed it up. Mr. Wiley, on behalf of the Douglas County School District and the Douglas County Board of Education, it is my great honor and privilege to accept the eDCSD class of 2022. Congratulations. Sorry for messing that
up. Thank you, Superintendent Kane. And now I would like to invite Ms. Janda Bleak and Mr. Aaron Keller to the podium. As you can imagine, keeping up with students attending an online school is much different than a traditional high school. Our counselors keep tabs on all of these seniors, constant communication through instant messaging, emailing, text, to opening last-minute Edgenuity quizzes. So many of you could be sitting here today. Your counselors met with you, they built friendships with you, and they encouraged you to fight for your dreams. Counselors, thank you for your hard work that you have invested in these young adults.
Michael Batko. I plan to continue my education and get a degree in business management after graduation. Attending eDCSD has helped me to be more successful with my time management. I would like to thank my family and all my teachers. Camila Beltre. I'm currently still deciding what my plans are, but I'll probably go to culinary school. I attended eDCSD to do my school on my own time. This has helped me do better overall in school. I would like to thank my family and my friends for supporting me. Lars Anders Bernier. I will be attending university to study business and finance after a gap year of travel and work. I became a remote learner during the COVID pandemic and found a good fit for my learning style. Being online helped me improve my grades tremendously while teaching me how to manage my time. I would like to thank my family who support me and believe in me.
Cute picture. Cutest smile.
May you be treated like an esteemed guest. May you get to rest, may you catch your breath. May the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows. Whoa, may the road less paved be the road that you follow. Whoa, well, here's to the hearts that you're gonna break. Here's to the lives that you're gonna change. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you. I want you to
Kaleo Comer. My plans after graduation are to work hard and have fun. Hopefully, I'll become a vet tech one day, but I'm more focused on enjoying school-free life for a little while. I plan on moving into my own place, traveling the world, and adopting some animals. I applied for eDCSD a year ago after I had a major spine surgery. Then I lost my dad unexpectedly. Being able to do school from home in a safe space while recovering and grieving allowed me to graduate on time. I would like to thank my mom and dad, all of my grandparents, my friends, and my dog. Tristan Delgado. I'll be going to ACC for my undergrad and transferring to MSU Denver to study criminal justice and forensics. I attended eDCSD because I found that online learning was better suited for me. It allowed me to work at my own pace around my schedule. The classes were also simple and all the work was due in a week, not the next day. That was a good balance for me to focus on school, work, and family, and I did not get overwhelmed like I would with in-person learning. Ever since transitioning to online learning, I have maintained straight A's, something I've never been able to do. I would like to thank my mom, my dad, Kyle, Brady, Izzy, and Skylar, and go Avs! Zane Eddy. I plan to join the workforce. I'm going into the music industry and working concerts. I attended eDCSD because I wanted to be more focused on my schoolwork and it helped me get better grades. I would like to thank my parents for supporting me through school and helping me to achieve my dreams and telling me anything is possible if you put your mind to it. I would also like to thank my family for being here today and celebrating with me on this special day. Grace Fleming.
Here's 8th grade. Yes.
My plans are to take classes at a community college in the fall and go into the Disney College program in January if accepted. I attended eDCSD because I was struggling with my mental health. eDCSD helped not only my mental health, but helped me form as a person. With understanding teachers and counselors, I was able to make it through high school despite all the hard times in my life recently. I would like to thank my mom, my dad, my brothers, my best friend Ellie, my grandparents, my teachers, my counselor Mrs. Bleak, my Aunt Deborah, my Uncle Bill, and everyone else who has supported and loved me.
Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back your. There's a time that I remember.
Madeline Fulford. After graduation, I would like to take a year in work and get a car and then go to college. I wanted to do school online, and it helped me because I learned more and didn't have to rush for anything. I would like to say thank you to all my teachers for helping me.
Toast to the ones in today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back your. Memories bring back your. There's a time that I remember. And my heart feel like an ember, and it's lighting up the dark. I'll carry these torches for you, but you know I'll never drop. Yeah, everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. Yeah, yeah. But everything gon' be alright. All the memories of everything we've been through.
Jelena Giglio.
Great speech.
I plan to go to Montana State and major in interior design. I attended eDCSD mainly because of severe health problems, and this seemed to be the only school that would work with my schedule. I was going to the doctors every day, and at a normal public school that wouldn't be acceptable, or at least that's what they told me. I would like to thank my mom and dad for supporting me through my very unpredictable life.
Shiver
Ashton Gilbert. After graduation, I hope to become a nurse and make my parents proud. eDCSD has helped me become successful by providing me helpful resources to my success. I would like to thank my mom and dad for all of the endless support. Haley Hertzler. My plans are to take a year off of school before starting college to work full-time, ski as much as possible, and travel. I attended eDCSD for the flexibility that was offered. After sustaining multiple concussions that set me behind early in my sophomore year of high school, I got the chance to not only catch up, but excel in my schooling and finish a semester early. I want to thank all of the phenomenal staff at eDCSD for being so caring, supportive, and uplifting. I'm so grateful for the years I had the absolute privilege to be a student at eDCSD, and I will be for the rest of my life. I would also like to thank my family for always being so supportive of my path and being there to have my back no matter what. I would also like to thank the amazing people I have met through my job who have inspired me to grow in so many different areas of my life. I'm forever grateful for the amazing opportunities that have been given to me throughout my high school career. Lainey Holland. After graduation, I went to go to auto mechanic school. Attending eDCSD made it possible for me to work while I was in high school. I was able to become an assistant manager at 17 years old. I want to thank my dogs, my siblings, my parents and family, and my friends.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time.
Eliana Gomez. I will be attending CSU to continue my studies in the equine world. I plan to be on the rodeo team through college. I attended eDCSD so that I could travel for horse shows throughout high school and still be successful in school. I have really enjoyed online learning. I would like to thank Janda Bleak for all her help through my time at eDCSD and all my teachers for their support.
It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Just be careful. Okay.
It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Isabel Lozano. I plan to attend the Bridge program for the next 3 years. After that, I want to become a veterinarian's assistant or a veterinarian. I just want to work with animals. I started eDCSD because of the pandemic still going on, but it ended up being good since I work better at my own pace. I would like to thank my family.
We're going to get a towel. She slipped. Sure. I can just do it by hand. I'll wait till we do this one. Patrick McKinnon. I'm very excited to be graduating high school today. I would like to thank my parents for being by my side throughout high school and never giving up on me. I wouldn't be where I am today without my mom and dad. I will be moving to Bozeman, Montana in June to apply to be a correctional officer. After that, my goal is to work my way into law enforcement and eventually become a sheriff or police officer. I will also be enjoying many days fly fishing in all the rivers in Montana. I can hold it.
good and you're being generous, sharing what you can, nothing more, nothing less. May you know the meaning of the word happiness. May you always lead from the beating in your chest. May you be treated like an esteemed guest. May you get to rest, may you catch your breath. May the
Brendan
best of your
McGee.
days be the worst of your tomorrows. May the road less paved be the road that you follow.
My plan is to go to trade school or a community college to further my education. I attended eDCSD because of COVID-19 restrictions, but didn't think I would like it very much. It turned out to be a great experience and a good way for me to learn. I have been able to build my own schedule and still get all the help I need from my teachers. I would like to thank my mom and dad for supporting me and always being by my side no matter what. Without their support, I truly don't think I could have ever made it this far on this long educational journey.
Though immeasurable wealth, may you get a gold star on your next test. May your educated guesses always be correct, and may you win prizes shining like diamonds. May you really own it each moment to the next. May the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows. Whoa. May the road less paved be the road that you follow. Whoa. Well, here's to the hearts that you gonna break. Here's to the lives that you gonna change.
Mina Manning. After graduation, I plan to get a job doing IT work, something that I enjoy. I will save up money and move out on my own to truly start my life. I attended eDCSD because there was a lot going on in my life, and I wasn't able to do schoolwork in a way that met expectations, mainly due to time constraints. eDCSD allowed me to work at my own pace, so I could get a lot done in the time that I had. I would like to thank my dad who supported me throughout my high school years when I needed him. He was there and gave me space when I needed it. William Marion. After graduation, I will be going to college and becoming a counselor. I attended eDCSD because I had a family situation and online school allowed me to be where I wanted to be. Thank you to all my teachers who did the best they could to help me in school. Andrea Miller. After graduation, I plan to continue to work and explore my future education options. I attended eDCSD because online learning was more fitting for me and allowed me to manage my time better. I would like to thank my mom, dad, grandparents, and all my family and friends who supported me along the way.
Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back you. There's a time that I remember when I did not know
Taylor Munsinger.
when I believed in forever. Everything will stay the same. And I hope you like December when somebody say your name. Cause I can't reach out to call you, but I know I will one day.
This August, I will be attending Calvary Bible Institute in California. I look forward to taking this gap year to grow my walk with the Lord as well as serve in the community. I love music, the beach, and my family, so there will be a lot of these things over the next year. I'm confident CBI will help guide me and be the stepping stone to the next chapter of my life. I attended eDCSD because I felt it was the best option for me to focus on my high school career without being distracted by all the other extra things. I'm so thankful for the freedom eDCSD has given me while also challenging me in my academics and responsibilities. I was able to work 2 jobs, be involved at church, spend time with family, as well as finish my senior year a semester early. I have grown so much in terms of discipline and goal setting. I, of course, thank eDCSD's staff and teachers for all their support, encouragement, and many, many pep talks. Specifically, Mrs. Sanders, geometry, and thank you to every one of my teachers for your patience. There may have been 1 or 2 assignments turned in at 11:59 p.m. Tuesday night. Thank you, Miss Julie and Miss CJ, for always having a smile on your face when I walked into school. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for your help motivating and encouraging me through the tough times and celebrating me with all the accomplishments. Kens, thanks for being my biggest role model. Carter, love you, bro. Last but not least, I thank the Lord for being my foundation in life. Aaron Althea Monet Musgrave. I plan to go to college after graduation. I attended eDCSD because I like the concept of an online environment. It has helped me to be successful by giving me the opportunity to work on my own schedule and learn how to be self-motivated. I would like to thank my teachers and my parents for pushing me to do my best.
I'll ever be, and I don't wanna go home.
taste is this moment, and all I can breathe is your light. And sooner or later it's over. I just don't want to miss you tonight. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. When everything's made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. And you can't fight the tears that ain't coming, or the moment truth realize, when everything feels like the
Hunter Cable. After graduation, I plan to continue to work and further set myself up for a future in ranching. I attended eDCSD to give myself the time and opportunity to work. eDCSD gave me the open time to work during the day and get my education at night and on the weekends. I'd like to thank my grandma and papa for watching over me growing up, my mom for all our crazy adventures, my mini-mom Cheyenne for being doomed, brother Clayton for always having my back, and my Irish twin Shay for rubbing it in that you're older. My grandma Jo, Anna, and Terry for being a great vacation destination. My Aunt Keys and Uncle Mike for teaching me how to ranch. My puppy Sky for being my baby girl. My big crazy family and my faith for always supporting me no matter what. And Mrs. Bleak for your guidance and support the last 2 years of school. Take a moment. You have the rest of your life to get over it. Kenny Peterson. I want to go to college and take a bunch of different classes in order to figure out what I'm good at and what type of career can suit me. I attended eDCSD because I liked online school during the first stages of quarantine, and it definitely was what I expected, and it taught me self-discipline and a little bit of time management. I would like to thank my family and friends for always being there and helping out if I needed it. Alyssa Andreevna Popova. After graduation, I am going to go to college. I am hoping to succeed in something in my life. I attended eDCSD because of COVID, and it has helped me become a better student. I was able to graduate after my junior year, and I plan on becoming a dentist. I would like to thank my parents, teachers, and myself for not giving up.
Of your life.
Take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something
Tyler Powell.
but in the end you had the time of your life.
I plan to attend Arapahoe Community College next year and will then evaluate which direction to go. I preferred a non-traditional school setting after COVID-19 and wanted a more flexible schedule. It has enabled me to have a job, do extracurricular activities, and learn at my own pace. I would like to thank Mrs. Pulliam, Mr. Moran, Mrs. Odell, and the rest of the eDCSD staff. I would also like to thank my family and friends for motivating me. Finally, I would like to thank Taylor Munsinger for inviting me so warmly into the school. Blended learning was the highlight of my week. Everyone who attended made it a fun and productive environment. It was a great way to connect with people and teachers. Haley Price. I will be attending Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design. I am very excited about my future as a RIMCAD student where I plan to study fashion design. Attending eDCSD provided me the opportunity to complete my high school requirements early. The structure of the classes allowed me to work at my own pace and taught me the importance of time management. Thank you to my mom and dad for all of your love and support. Thanks for pushing me to always do my best. I appreciate you. Thank you to my friend Megan for always being there for me. Cannot wait to be roomies in the fall. And thank you to all of my family and friends who are here today to celebrate with me. Devea Angel Ramirez. After I graduate, the most beneficial thing I can do for myself is to take a gap year in order to not only save up money for my future education, but also gain some experience in the working field. For now, I have my eye on being an embalmer, and will further this goal by going to Arapahoe Community College the following year. I attended eDCSD because I needed an education that allowed me to focus fully on myself and where I needed to be mentally. I have several wonderful things to say about eDCSD, as this school has allowed me to reach my full potential. I was finally at a school where the teachers cared, wanted to help, and gave me the confidence I needed. In the following years, I could say the same. It helped me grow a lot as a person and as a student. All the staff, from the incredible ladies in the front office to all of my teachers that believed in me, thank you. I am so incredibly thankful for my family. To my mom and dad, I am so grateful for all of your sacrifices you've made for me. Growing up, you have taught me to be respectful, caring, and open-minded. I cannot put into words how much I appreciate both of you. Thank you for constantly pushing me towards bettering myself. To my siblings, all of you create a siblinghood that makes me feel so loved and supported. I know each of you always has my back. To my grandma and grandpa Quintana, thank you for making my childhood sparkle. My memories are filled with spending time camping with the two of you and hearing Pompo's spooky stories around the campfire and eating grandma's delicious food. To my uncles, nieces, and nephews and brothers-in-law, I am eternally grateful to have every one of you in my life. Lastly, to my boyfriend DeMarcus, thank you for loving me unconditionally and teaching me more about this mystery of life every day. Jack William Rathke.
May you be as fascinating as a slap bracelet. May you keep the chaos and the clutter off your desk. May you have unquestionable.
My plans after graduation is to attend Arapahoe Community College for a semester in a trade program, then to transfer to a trade school that is a good fit for me. I attended eDCSD because I believed that online school would be a great fit for me. This school really helped me learn how to use my time wisely to make sure I was getting all my work done on time. All the teachers were very nice and helpful, which played a big part in my success at eDCSD. The flexibility of online school really gave me time to figure out what I want to do after high school, which is very important to me. I would first like to thank my amazing parents, Brother Ben and Sister Ella. I would also like to thank all of my grandparents. I am very grateful for all the love and support I have received from each and every one of my family members. Emma Samori. I plan to go to college at the University of Colorado Boulder and earn a bachelor's in history with a minor in secondary education. After that, I hope to go back to college for either a master's and doctorate in history or a law degree. I attended eDCSD originally because that is where my parents enrolled me K through 6. After that, I chose to continue with eDCSD because it was a place I felt challenged and well-rounded. I would like to thank my family, friends, and teachers for encouraging me to always do my best. Ashton Saunderson. After graduation, I will pursue a nursing degree at Regis University. I chose to attend eDCSD because I wanted a more self-guided learning experience for high school. This has helped me become successful because it taught me how to manage my time and to be more independent. I would like to thank my mom, dad, and brother. My family has always been very supportive towards me, no matter what path I chose. Michaela Sheffer. For a long time, I've been undecided about a career, but I recently realized that I could explore all of my passions to see which one fits my desires long term. However, for now, I'm going to be taking a gap year so I can focus on myself. When COVID hit, all schools kept the students in their home for safety. I realized, though, that this style of learning was really helpful for me and had my mental health in mind. It was because of this change to eDCSD that I believe I was able to overcome some of my personal life challenges. I would like to thank my mother, my father, and my grandmother, my counselors, my teachers, and everyone else who played a role in my high school success. Thanks for helping me wrap up my final year of high school. Thank you, and I love you, and I appreciate every one of you.
Now my heart feel like December when somebody say your name. And I can't reach out to call you, but I know I will one day. Yeah. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. Yeah, yeah. But everything gon' be alright. Gonna raise a glass and say, yeah. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the dreams bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the dreams bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back your
Keely Smith.
memories bring back your. There's a time that I remember when I never felt so long.
After graduation, I would like to go to college. I would like to thank my family for being my biggest supporters. I would also like to thank all of my friends who have made my days fun and were also my biggest supporters. Dobby has been given a diploma now. Dobby is free.
Everything gon' be alright. Gonna raise a glass and say, hey. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the dreams bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back your. Memories bring back your. Memories bring back your. Memories bring back your.
Give up forever to touch you.
Colby Stoddard. After graduation, I would like to take a little break from school to explore what else is out there and save some extra money for my future. I chose to attend eDCSD because it seemed like the better option for me with how I like to live. It gives me more opportunities to explore what I like, and I have more time to do work. Doing online school also gave me the opportunity to be able to do school whenever I choose during the day or at night. I would like to thank my parents, grandparents, all my friends and teachers from Thunder Ridge and eDCSD.
moment truth when everything feels like the movies. Yeah, you bleed just to know you're alive. And I don't go to see me, 'cause I don't think they'd understand.
Angelina Stowbridge.
Everything's made to be broken. I just want you to know who I am.
I plan to receive my ASE certificate so I can become an automotive technician and work on cars. I attended eDCSD because I had some issues with my primary school, and it has been a much better school to me. I would like to thank Mrs. Odell for always believing in me and never giving up on me when I needed help. Kaya Tallman. After graduation, I plan to either study physical therapy or marine biology. As of right now, I have not committed to any schools, but I'm excited as to what the future holds and where I will further my education. I attended eDCSD due to a traumatic knee injury that prompted 5 knee surgeries. Because of my inability to walk and attend a brick and mortar school, eDCSD has helped me become successful in being able to continue my studies from home during my knee struggles. After my knee struggles, I grew to really enjoy the online environment and criteria, which is why I stayed throughout the rest of my high school experience. I would like to thank my parents and especially the eDCSD staff and teachers for allowing me to continue my education online and for being able to graduate alongside those who care about my education and learning experience.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why.
Milan Trembitsky. I plan on working on getting a real estate license after I graduate. I attended eDCSD because of COVID, as it made it easier to not get quarantined every couple of weeks and made learning easier. I would like to thank my parents and family who have always supported me throughout my high school experience.
unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the
Carly Woodland. After graduation, I am going to explore my possibilities. I attended eDCSD because it fit my learning style. I would like to thank Dad, Caden, Carrie, Bobby, Courtney, and the rest of my family. Thank you for always believing me and pushing me to be better.
May you take no effort in your being generous, sharing what you can, nothing more, nothing less. May you know the meaning of the word happiness. May you always lead from the beating in your chest. May you be treated like an esteemed guest. May you get to rest, may you catch your breath. May the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows. Whoa, may the road less paved be the road that you follow. Oh, well, here's to the hearts that you're gonna break. Here's to the lives that you're gonna change. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you. I want you to have it. Here's to the good times we're gonna have. You don't need money, you got a free pass. Here's to the fact that I'll be sad without you. I want you to have it all. 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 May you be as fascinating as a slap bracelet. May you keep the chaos and the clutter off your desk. May you have unquestionable health and less stress. Having no possessions, though immeasurable wealth. May you get a gold star on your next test. May your educated guesses always be correct. And may you win prizes shining like diamonds. May you really own it each moment to the next. May the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows. Whoa, may the road less paved be the road that you follow. Oh, well, here's to the hearts that you gonna break.
There we go. All right, let's give it up one more time for the class of 2022. At this time, I'd like to welcome Taylor Munsinger to the stage to give us a short speech.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Taylor Munsinger, and I've attended eDCSD for all 4 years of my high school career. Now, I always thought that online school must be the easiest way to do school. I mean, you can stay in your pajamas all day, you can do whenever you want, and you don't have to wake up early. Although all this may be true, it definitely came with a lot more challenges than I thought were possible. And I think I can speak for mostly everyone when I say we can put the pro in procrastination. It is so easy to say, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. Well, after so many tomorrows, it turns into, oh crap, it's due tomorrow. And let's be honest, none of us actually went to Blended to get work done. And if you did, I'm very sorry. A few of my favorite memories include when I walked into school, I would look Mr. Moran in the face, aka Spoopy Teacher, and I'd say, Mr. Moran, I'm dropping out. And he'd look at me and say, no, you're not. And I'd say, okay, and I'd go sit down. Or being there with my friends, Hannah, Ellie, Tyler, and Aspen, and going to the vending machines as adventures because we didn't want to do work anymore. Or even at the old building in Castle Rock when we did the talent show auditions in the basement, but we couldn't be down there very long because of the mold. Aha, the old school. Good times, good times. But at the end of the day, when I look back at my high school years, I will always remember what it taught me. How to persevere through rough times, how to manage my time better, how to make friends no matter the circumstances, and how to motivate myself. And of course, most importantly, how to prove a right triangle by using the Pythagorean theorem. I will always cherish my high school memories, the good and the bad. But guys, we did it. We made it to graduation. After the many long assignments, long nights, loads of missing assignments, and many, many, many mental breakdowns, here we are finally sitting in our caps and gowns. For some of us, the road ahead may seem clear and planned out, and for others, it's going to be a little bumpy and unclear. In either case, stay on the road. Let's continue to be teachable and challenged. Enjoy the journey and don't give up. Here's to our next adventure. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Thank you so much, Taylor. Let's give another round of applause. That was great. Congratulations to all of our graduates. I am truly amazed by all of you. Your stories make you who you are, and I hope that you continue to share your gifts with the world, because you will continue to defy all the stereotypes of young millennials. Now, just as we have one final event before we bring this graduation ceremony to a close. Graduates, well, we need to hold on because we added one thing to this. So we'll rise in just a moment. So eDCSD has a tradition of allowing a senior with the highest GPA to lead the turning of the tassels. At this time, please welcome 2022 eDCSD graduate, Miss Emma Samori, to the podium. Emma is going to give a short speech and then turn the tassels, then we'll rise, so have him rise after that.
Cool. Sorry. There it is. Okay. Woohoo! We made it! Congrats! No, you. So first off, I'd like to say thank you to all my teachers over the years. Some of them have changed schools, and many of them are still here at eDCSD. You have all been amazing, and I appreciate all the care and hard work you put in to ensure everyone has the best chance at success they possibly can. Thank you to all the eDCSD staff for being wonderful and helpful throughout my 12 years here. Thank you to my family for encouraging me and pushing me to be my best over the years. I would also like to thank my fellow students. We may not know each other very well, or even at all aside from names, but we have all reached this point together, and that's pretty impressive. Thank you all for helping me to get here. I honestly could not have done it without any of you. What did it take to get us all here, though? Personally, it started in the few months of kindergarten. With a great teacher, I was able to skip into and complete first grade. In more recent years, this step has allowed me to see that we do not always have to follow the norm to be successful. For others, this journey with eDCSD has only been a few years long. Perhaps this is even your first year here. I hope you have all grown and learned new things in your time here. Yeah. And I do not exactly mean academically, though that is also great too. In any case, we have grown and changed throughout our school years in a number of ways. Think about how far you've come in this time and how much farther you can go in the coming years. Sure, things may have been or may be bumpy, but you can always get through the hardships to push through to the successes. As the saying goes, what comes easy won't last, and what lasts won't come easy. I don't know who that's by, but it's a good quote. As I think about the future, there are a couple Hamilton lyrics that come to mind. And in case you're wondering, yes, I am a massive nerd, and I'm very proud of it. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and the problem is I got a lot of brains but no polish. While we've come a long way, there is a lot we haven't learned or experienced. The future will polish us regardless of which paths we take. If we go to work or go to college, if we stay in Colorado or leave, in all cases, life will teach us lessons we don't even know about yet. But we are young, we are prepared to be scrappy, and we are hungry for knowledge and life, and we are not going to throw away our shots. Okay, I'm done with the Hamilton references. Sorry. I'm so proud of how far we've all come, and I fully believe that we will all go on to do great things. However, don't forget,
With great power comes great responsibility. That's Uncle Ben. We've got this, and we can go far if only we try. I have to tell you a secret that will see you through all the trials that life can offer. Have courage and be kind. When there is kindness, there is goodness. And when there is goodness, there is magic. That's Cinderella's mother. I only said I was done with Hamilton references. No matter what comes, you will succeed as long as you stick to it through the difficulties. Best of luck to you all. Let's go, class of 2022! Okay. Can you all stand up, please? Graduating class of 2022, please turn your tassels.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2022. Thank you all for coming this afternoon. Please remain seated until all graduates and staff have completed a short recessional. I'd like to remind you, nope, that was last year out on the field. Here we go, processional.